Hello friends and welcome to the first ever Boxers and Briefs Shorts. I only have the one joke for this show. I'm going to keep using it and you're going to like it. Anyway, moving on. Today we're going to talk about two things. Bad things, good things, right? Nice and simple. Life pro tip for you, always say the bad things first so that the good things seem much better. Okay, and you always kind of want to end on a high. So I'm going to start us off on a bit of a somber note. Boxing lost two warriors in the last 2 weeks. Both taken before their time, and both have left a mark on the sport. Now, one arguably more than the other, but we'll get to that. The first loss was 2 weeks ago when Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker passed away due to injuries from a car accident. He was hit by a car. He was only 50 years old. As a student of boxing, a lot of what I do is I like to read into the history, I like to read into old boxers, I like to read what people back in the day, because like a lot of these boxing experts are just like, boxing was better in the good old days. Well, I kind of want to know what the good old days are, right? But the good old days seem to stop at around 1985. That era is really where the good old days kind of stopped. Like a lot of the boxers after that, I'm not saying that there haven't been greats, but there's definitely a lot less greats in 85 to now than before 85, you know? But one fighter that was always like held to a higher standard to basically anyone else during that era was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. He's arguably the greatest defensive boxer of all time, or defensive fighter of all time. Floyd is a defensive boxer because he very much just jab, run, jab, run, jab, run, right? It's boring, but Sweet Pea would go into fights with fast guys. He'd go into fights with devastating punches and he would make them just miss. There's so many videos online of just Sweet Pea making all-time greats look like fools, right? Just making them miss like crazy. Now, not every decision went his way, and some of them pretty controversially went against him, right? But he was one of those rare talents that people can definitely all look at and just say that was something special. And we lost him at the age of 50. Rest in peace, champ. Now, the second boxer that we lost, to me, is much more tragic. And honestly, I hope he leaves a huge mark on the sport because we need to change things, right? Mad Max Dadashev died a few days ago after complications due to brain injuries sustained during a fight, right? So Mad Max Dadashev was a hot prospect at 140 pounds. Honestly, I was keeping track with this guy's career. I was really enjoying his progression. I really wanted to see him in bigger fights. He steps up in competition. He goes against another undefeated prospect. His trainer, Buddy McGirt, who was a fighter himself, pulls him out in the 11th round just because he was sustaining too much punishment at that point. After that, he collapses. They take him to the hospital. They reduce the swelling in his brain. But then he dies. And the thing is that he died because of something completely preventable, right? And I don't want to point fingers, I don't want to name names, I don't want to say anything, right? But the biggest danger in fighting is not the actual fighting, it's the weight drain, it's the weight classes, right? Now, boxing always gets shit for having 1,000 weight classes. I get that. Right, I get that. It's kind of annoying that there's like 50 weight classes between 112 and 128, right? There's too many, or 130, I should say. 128 is not a weight class. Anyway, there's so many weight classes at the lower weight classes, and then it kind of starts getting spread out a bit more. But there's still too many, you know. I digress. The thing that happened with Mad Max is he had to kill himself to get to 140 pounds. He had a stroke in the fight. And this is how much of a warrior he was. He wanted to continue. Okay? He had a stroke in the fight. He wanted to continue. But then thankfully his trainer pulled him out. Okay? I'm just happy that he didn't die in the ring. The thing is is this was probably due to dehydration. This was probably due to the fact that, honestly, because of the weigh-ins happening the day before, a lot of fighters will go a bit too hard on the dehydration just to get more of a size advantage in a lower weight class. And honestly, I hope that his death really changes that and makes the sport safer. And I know a lot of boxing experts, a lot of former boxers, a lot of boxers now agree with me. So I hope that changes. Okay, guys, it's time to be a bit more happy. Time to flip that frown upside down. So all the good news happened to me. Yay me. More good news coming my way, please. So, first good thing that happened this week is I got a promotion, right? So I'm not saying this to brag or anything. I just wanted to say it because I'm very proud of myself, right? Because I got a promotion pretty quickly, right? And this is after me having about 2 years of just like struggling to really get my career off the ground. It was a mixture of me being very narrow-minded in what I wanted to do, and it was also me getting in with the wrong people when it comes to my career. I was basically very stubborn when it came to applying to jobs, and then I tried the startup route with people that I really shouldn't have done that with, and it didn't really go that well. But I got this job, I proved myself, and then less than a year later, your boy is a senior consultant for the waste, environment, and sustainability team at company, redacted. So yeah, no, it was good to get it just because I wanted to prove to myself, right, that I'm not actually shit at this. So having someone put their faith in me, having someone basically telling me, Abid, we want you to take a bit more of a leadership role. Abid, we want you to do more things. We want you to go to this other country, do these things for us, blah, blah, blah. It was good for me to know that I'm not talking out my ass when I say that I know how to do this job, or I'm not giving bad advice when people ask me for this, you know, for what I do. So very happy about that. And yay me. I'm gonna end today on a super duper high, right? Because this week, your boy became an uncle, right? And here's the thing they don't tell you before you become an uncle. Honestly, all newborns, to me, were weird. They were not cute. They looked like aliens. Some of them were hairy. Some of them weren't. They were all scaly. They all look like old people because they don't have fat, so their skin is just like kind of weirdly loose, you know? Like newborn babies are not cute. They're not. Except for my niece. She's adorable, and I don't care what you think. She might be a hairy little alien, but she's my hairy little alien, right? And what I really wanted to do, or what I've been doing, right? Since I even knew that my sister was pregnant, I've been like compiling a list of all the things that I want to teach the baby. So I want to teach her to box, but she's not going to fight because of the reasons we said earlier. I want to teach her how to change a tire. I want to teach her how to build furniture. I'm going to teach her how to annoy her mother. I'm going to teach her how to play video games. I don't care that her dad's a game developer. I'm going to teach her how to play video games on a console or a PC. The cool kinds of video games, not the ones on your phone. Sorry, Hassam, I respect you. But yeah, no, so much to fucking teach this tiny little hairy alien who is adorable, and I love her. Okay? Her nickname is Noodles. I won't tell you her real name because I don't have to. But yeah, no. So yay me, having a great week. Boxing, not so much, but hopefully that turns around. Anyway, thanks for listening to me, guys. Much love. Always love it when I get to talk to you. I know that basically every podcast up until now has been me apologizing for not posting weekly podcasts. But now with the new shorter format and the fact that I'm moving to a city that has nothing else to do, I'm probably going to be posting these way more. So there's that. Also, I kind of always want to have something to talk about. I don't want to just have a podcast for the sake of a podcast, or I don't want to shoot a video for the sake of shooting a video. I always want to make it something that I can actually just talk about. So yeah, hopefully I have something to talk about next week. If not, probably won't make a video. We'll see how it goes. Much love, guys. See you on the flippy flop.